It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. All that and more coming up next.
And here it is, one of the NFL's truly iconic stadiums, and the oldest one still in use. It's Soldier Field in Chicago. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And here we go from Chicago. Tyler Scott now to return it. And look at this return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair, an eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
He takes off left on this second down. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Williams from the gun. Completes beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. First down throw by Williams. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Working from the gun, Williams. Buying some time left. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Chicago first down.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. It's a design boot. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears finish up an excellent opening series. DJ Moore, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have. You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly, and they were Johnny on the spot.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. The Bears close it in, and they'll get him. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And he's going to call for the fair catch here at the 38-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be Bears football. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. They've gotten off to the exact start they wanted, Brock, and now an early chance to pull away and get some distance on their opponents. Finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Second and 3 now. Off the play fake, Williams. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Williams on the play action. Fits it through the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Right side, quick pass, complete. And he's brought down at the line.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Out of the gun, here's Williams. He's on the move. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Bears get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. At this distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it to.
Kate, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
Santos connects on the point after. And the Bears drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Hurts now from the gun. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. This is ahead for about 5. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
We're on here with Will Shipley. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, you call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. This set it down starts with an option right. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
2nd and 8. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Our score, 14-0. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Goddard makes the catch. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 24. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Coaching youth football, Kate, this is where the kids like to say, it's starting to get real. It's starting to get real for this offense. They've got to find some solutions. This deficit, it's getting bigger, and that sack isn't helping matters.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Hurts looking to throw. Buying some time right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Here he is on 3rd and long. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll run for it with Barkley. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Barkley has the Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles make it a 1-score game in the 1st half. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Scott now to return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Chicago getting set to take the field now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Williams to throw on first. Escapes the pocket. Taken off with it again. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running with Swift out of the gun. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. He gets 6 on that play, and that's a Chicago first down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Swift gets it on the option. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Sidney Brown in on that stop. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Williams will look to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he has enough room to gain about 4. Second and 6 coming up here. Staying grounded with Swift. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Pressure comes, Williams. And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Roma Dudes, a touchdown! Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears double their lead to 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. They just witnessed maybe the most impressive drive we've seen all game, Brock, and now they get a chance to answer with one of their own. First down throwing for Hurts. Complete out to the right side. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, Hurts able to find Dotson here. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. From the 46. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Hurts throwing again. This finds Smith. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Motion man left is Brown. Working inside the red zone. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on second and goal. Motioning left is their running back. Another try following the sack. This one's caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Buckle up, it's third and goal. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. So on fourth down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So at halftime, it's the Bears out in front in Chicago. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. The Bears got a solid first half out of their quarterback, the #1 overall pick back in 2024, Caleb Williams. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. He fields it from the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. That pass complete to Goddard. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, #1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
First and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. We send a man in motion. First and 10. Here's Hurts. He's got it near the 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. On the play fake, it's Hurts. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
First and goal from the 1. From the 1. I don't mind throwing it, but that's the one thing you can't have happen. Defensively, you know they're going to bring it. And now, well, they're more than content backing this offense up with the sack.
Law sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's second and goal. They'll go with the option to the right side. And he found some running room for a nice gain. They get 8 yards and now only inches to go on third down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Barkley, and he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to fourth and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on third and goal.
Eagles offense staying out there. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And they get the 2-point conversion. Nice catch in the end zone there. They're back within a field goal now. Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A three-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Devin Duvernay to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Here's Swift to start the drive. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. From the 42. He's on the move. And he breaks out the slide. Didn't want to take a hit, but he is just shy of the first down marker.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield. Get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at 4th down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Now, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3 and out.
Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Eagles will take possession. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. That one's incomplete over the middle.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. Hurries this across the 25. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Now they send their back in motion right. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Hurts now from the gun. Barkley's got it. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Pass caught by Adunze. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st down, here's Swift. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. Working from the gun, Williams. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs. But not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down. Running behind center with Swift. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Going run again with Swift. He finds some space again. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears make it a 9-point advantage. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there. Not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense. And that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears make it a 10-point ball game. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's contained at the line for no gain. Jalen Johnson with the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. And it's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Hurts looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
That's one you watch the next day, and as a quarterback, you want that throw back. Quarterbacks are perfectionists, and when it's caught just out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little more accurate.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it'll be their football. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down on the effort by Quinyon Mitchell. Second and 6 coming up here. They just get the play off. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Bears football to begin the 4th as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Williams on the play action. That's more of the catch out left. And they make this stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Toss play, Swift. And he's going to fight his way down to the 35-yard line. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Out of the pistol, Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's Hurts. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
First down throwing for Hurts. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. Here's first and 10 from the 34. Hurts throwing again. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
There is no question this defense has risen to the occasion of prime time tonight. There's also no question that this is a window into the kind of beating quarterbacks can take when you can't protect him. He's going to have to use all week to get his body right to hopefully hit the field next week.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again following the sack. That pass caught by Dotson. And they get this down to the 28. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Only 1 yard for them, and now we'll see what they decide to do on 4th and short.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. A give right side for Swift. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Bears with a 10-point advantage. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, Williams. Has his man, it's Swift. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. New set of downs for him at the 38. Now a give to Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. They run the counter with Swift. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Now we've got some whistles as a member of the Bears is shaken up and could use a look from the trainers here. Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout as they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. Punting unit out now. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. No return on that punt. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's Dotson with a catch out right. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. On 1st down, Hurts. They left him wide open. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. It's a gain of 22. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Hurts now from the gun. Trying to push it deep downfield. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second. And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Hurts to throw. That one's caught along the left sideline. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Deep shot doesn't quite work out. That's an incomplete pass. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Hurts trying again on second down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. So Soldier Field sees another win for the Bears. Well, Brock, when it comes down to it, never an easy task trying to knock off a team inside their own building, right? You really see them come out with just a different kind of energy.
It's what every player is told, dating back to your Pop Warner and high school days. Defend your home turf. When somebody comes in and tries to knock you off inside your own building, well, you need to have the fortitude, the guts, the resolve to fight back and go get those wins. What an energized locker room right now. It always is when you do your collective job successfully and you do it in your own house.